What are you most scared of when it comes to managing the responsibility of parenting? For me, one of the things I'm most scared of is that we're going to get it wrong when it comes to managing the screens and our young kids. It's one of my biggest fears, especially in this day and age, and my instinct is just say, let's ban everything, no access to any of it. But the truth is, screens are going to be just as much a part of their lives as they are for us. So I want to come up with a way that we can manage these things and allow devices to be educational, but also encourage our kids to still be kids, go outside and not be addicted to screens. I definitely don't have a magic formula, and my kids right now are only 6, 4 and 4 months, so it's probably easier for me to make limits on them than when they're older. But I will share what we've been doing, which I find is helpful. Now, this video isn't sponsored, but we're an Apple family. We just have Apple devices, and they showed me some useful tips. First up, you can set automatic limits on your children's screen time. So one option is to set downtime. So what that means is that devices can just stop working apart from a few exceptions that you make. So instead of having to take your kids' devices away from them, say in the evening, and saying, no more screens until tomorrow, you can actually just make it so that the device automatically stops, say at 7 p.m. Then the internet won't work, the games won't work, the apps stop functioning, but the kids can still use the device, they can still have it there. It can be an alarm clock if you want it to, but they can't just sit and play Roblox all night long. Another thing that you can do is actually you can individually set how much screen time they're allowed, so you can make limits. So for example, you might just set an overall limit of 1 hour per day is allowed on the iPad, or you can set it by category. So if you want them, for example, to still be able to use their homework apps, but you don't want them to play endless games, you could say that they can have half an hour per day on the games category, but it allows unlimited or a certain amount of time on the internet access. So you can individualize that. You can also restrict what content they can access. I don't actually allow them to use YouTube at all, but I still worry about what they can watch. And this section allows you to set individual limits on what they can access and what you consider as appropriate. Finally, one of my favourite new features is actually that you can share a photo library with your family. So you can all upload your photos into one library. It's really useful for like holidays, and that library is separate to your personal library, but you can choose. Really handy. Let me know how you manage screen time with your families.